Short stories in English literature. Short stories play a central role in English literature. A short story is a brief work of fiction that usually focuses on one main event, a small number of characters, and a clear message or theme. Unlike novels, short stories can often be read in one sitting, which made them especially popular during times when people had limited free time or limited access to books. The origins of oral tradition and early writing. The roots of short stories lie in oral storytelling. In medieval Britain, most people could not read or write. Literacy was limited to monks, priests, and some members of the nobility. Stories were shared aloud in homes, taverns, and at courts. Storytellers used repetition and simple plots to help listeners remember the stories. One of the earliest important writers connected to short stories is Geoffrey Chaucer. His work, The Canterbury Tales, 14th century, is a collection of short narratives told by pilgrims travelling together. Each character tells a different type of story, offering a picture of medieval society. One famous idea from Chaucer's work is the importance of storytelling itself, shown in the line, "For out of the old fields, as men say, comes all this new corn." The historical change and the rise of print. From the 16th to the 18th century, Great Britain experienced major changes. The Renaissance, the spread of printing and scientific discovery helped education grow. English absorbed vocabulary from Latin, French, and Greek, which made writing richer and more precise. As printing became cheaper, more people learned to read. Short stories were ideal because they were short, affordable, and easy to publish in pamphlets and early magazines. The 19th century represents the golden age of short stories. The 19th century, especially during the Industrial Revolution, was the most important period for the development of short stories. Britain became more urban, newspapers and magazines became common, and people wanted short, engaging reading material. Charles Dickens, A Christmas Carol. Although Charles Dickens is famous for novels, A Christmas Carol is a short story that became extremely influential. It tells the story of Ebenezer Scrooge, a cold and greedy man who hates Christmas. After being visited by 3 ghosts, he learns kindness and generosity. A famous quote from the story is, "I will honour Christmas in my heart and try to keep it all the year." The story represents social responsibility, compassion, and personal change. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, Sherlock Holmes stories. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle developed the detective short story. His Sherlock Holmes stories, such as The Speckled Band, focus on logic, observation, and reasoning. In this story, Holmes solves a mysterious death caused by a poisonous snake. A famous quote is, "When you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth." When it comes to storytelling, one must think adventure and morals. There are 2 important examples that are Kipling's The Jungle Book and Robert Louis Stevenson's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Kipling's The Jungle Book stories follow Mowgli, a boy raised by wolves in the jungle. Each short story teaches a lesson about belonging, rules, and identity. A famous quote is, "For the strength of the pack is the wolf, and the strength of the wolf is the pack." Although slightly longer, Robert Louis Stevenson's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde story strongly influenced short fiction. It tells the story of Dr. Jekyll, a man who creates a potion that separates his good and evil sides, creating Mr. Hyde. The story explores human duality and morality. A famous quote is, "Man is not truly one, but truly two." As for modern short stories, in the early 20th century, Catherine Mansfield changed short stories by focusing on emotions and everyday moments. In stories like The Garden Party, the plot is simple. A young woman questions life and death after a tragic event during a party. A famous quote is, "Make it a rule of life never to regret and never to look back." Her stories show that small moments can reveal deep truths. Short stories reflect the social and historical conditions of their time. They developed because people needed accessible, meaningful stories. Today, short stories remain popular in education, media, and online platforms because they are short, powerful, and flexible. In conclusion, English short stories evolved from oral tradition to printed literature through changes in society, language, and education. They continue to shape how stories are told today. Questions. Listen to the questions and record your answer on your device. Then listen to yourself speak in English. Don't like your answer? Not to worry. Simply delete and do it again until you're happy with your English. And remember, practice makes perfect. Listening and comprehension, questions 1. What is a short story? 2. Where did early short stories come from? 3. Who could read and write in medieval Britain? 4. What is the Canterbury Tales about? 5. What historical changes helped short stories grow? 6. Why did short stories suit magazines and newspapers? 7. What lesson does A Christmas Carol teach? 8. Who is Ebenezer Scrooge? 9. What makes Sherlock Holmes stories special? 10. What type of story is The Speckled Band? 11. Who is Mowgli? 12. What does the Jungle Book teach? 13. What is the main theme of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde? 14. What did Catherine Mansfield focus on? 15. Why are short stories still popular today? Guess the story or author, Game 16. This story is about a man who changes after seeing ghosts. 17. This story features a detective who uses logic. 18. This story explores good and evil in one person. 19. This collection includes a boy raised by animals. 20. This writer focused on emotions and small moments. 21. This medieval work includes stories told by travellers. 22. This character solves crimes with observation. 23. This story shows the importance of kindness at Christmas.